take 3. Today has been a good day. Not very profitable because I was in Luton. I've done a job of £90 and a job of £45, and at the total miles of 175 or so. So what that means is we've burned through about 40-50 pounds of fuel, which means we're still in profit, just not what those should be doing. But from the business point of view, it was an amazing day because I spoke with various people. We were trying to add an account to a multidrop, but they sort of refusing the policy. They need to validate the insurance, which is weird because it's the same vehicle that we already have an account on, but whatever. We got a call back from a beer run that we done on Friday. On Friday, I sort of said that I don't really want to do it because of the weight. The van can only carry 1,000 kilos minus 2 people minus the gear, so probably 800 is the weight we would want to be loaded with. And they sort of called a couple of people. They said they can route us that way. So hopefully, I think they want us to trial again on Friday, and then following week we might get the contract again. Now the contract itself is not great. It's £250 a day for 2 people and about 200 miles a day, which roughly speaking, it's going to be £200 of fuel, £200 for the van, which is going to leave us with about £800 for 2 people. When you break it like that, it's not amazing. But the good news is this contract will help the business grow and achieve some of the goals we have. Basically, we're going to receive £1,200 every week, plus overtime, plus mileage and allowance and whatnot. And the other contract is also £1,200, which, we are in a really good position from a cash flow point of view. 2 vans are making over £1,000 a week, getting paid £1,000 a week, getting paid that £2,000, £2,500 every week, which means we sort of covered for most of the salaries every week, most, if not all, of the fuel. The only costs left to consider are finance and insurance, which usually comes at the end of the month. So hopefully Luton is going to cover for this. I know it's a little bit complicated because normally day to day we're going to be breaking, whenever we have a job, we sort of break it down to see if it covers on its own. But from the payments point of view, the way we receive money, we need to sort of plan ahead sometimes. If we can splash out on Zap, and if I can pay myself this week, or should I wait till next week? I usually pay myself once a month. But there is some sort of logic because we want to stay positive. We want to have money. We don't want to default on any loans or anything like this. So yeah, a lot to think about. I haven't mentioned this before because this is sort of a new subject, new topic for me. We're running 4 vans now, and sort of when we went from 1 to 2, that wasn't a big deal because they were multi-drop. Most of the pays were weekly anyway. So every time we sort of grew, there was 1 van on regular work that was, it wasn't making great money, but the payments with VAT, with everything, allowed us to cover fuel for the CX works and such, because fuel is not big expense usually. When you're starting off, it's like £200 a week or £100 a week or whatever one you're going to get. But at the current moment, last 4 weeks, we spent over £600 on fuel. And, with this sort of bills, we started looking at ways. We have to plan ahead, the cash flow, the expenses, and soon we're going to be changing fuel cards because we've been on this fuel genie, which is practically a pump price, but seeing what everyone else on YouTube is doing, I wasn't keen on looking for weekly price because it sounded horrible. It sounded like you're going to be spending at least an hour a week analyzing it and calling and complaining, and I would rather grow the business than waste money for like £40 a week. But yeah, we're at a point where it makes sense to have a fuel card. Hopefully they will come soon, and the next step will be buying fuel, but not with 4 vans, probably 10, 20.